Hey Soulmates, welcome back to this week's first quarantine edition of Getmelevated, okay? I had to take a couple of weeks off, kind of get my head in the right spot. A lot of adjustments going on. I'm sure you guys are feeling the same, but hey, I found my groove. I'm ready to create and get into it. So this week, we are going to be talking about how to raise your vibe and do that in a way where you are honing in on becoming more expansive versus expensive energetically. So if that sounds like something that interests you, stay tuned. I think you're going to find this valuable. So when we're talking about the idea of becoming expansive versus expensive, we're going to be talking a lot about the way we feel about things, not exactly who, what, when, where, and why, but how we feel, okay? I know, it's like, let's talk about feelings. Wow, yikes, like red flag city. But it's really important when you're talking about tuning yourself into the correct vibrational frequency in order to manifest. And the manifestations are just life's little rewards in order to keep you on track and keep you in that frequency to allow you to be the person that you are. And of course we want to be free. Of course we want to be who we are and feel like that. So when we're talking about vibrational frequency, we're going to look into what different emotions are on the scale of vibration and how better to peel away the lower vibrational feelings and replace them with higher vibrational feelings to kind of fill in this equation to raise that vibe. So if you're ready for this, I'm gonna take off my makeup and we're gonna hit it, okay? Let's go. All right, so I am using James Charles Mini. I haven't used this one a lot. We'll give it a go, see what happens. Woo, off to a good start. I am throwing brushes. That is how you know that I have taken too long of a break from making videos because everything is feeling a little different. And that's okay. We're going through a weird time. It is quarantine. We're just gonna roll with it. We're gonna plow right through the punches, right? Okay, so when we are talking about how to raise the vibes, how to turn up, okay? Turn up internally to create things in your life, to allow things to happen. There is quite a few things that we need to understand to be expanders versus being just extremely expensive with our energy, okay? So we should probably talk about when we are looking at, in my previous video, I talk a lot about how to know it's time for a vibrational cleanse, okay? I bet you guys think I'm going to talk about sage. I bet you guys think I'm going to talk about crystals, and those are all wonderful, wonderful things you can use, obviously, but I want to talk about something else. I would like to talk about how you feel about things, because the feeling you emit is going to produce an effect into your life. And I'm getting into manifestation realm with this because what is the point of turning up the vibe if you aren't going to get anything out of it, okay? So let's go. It's give and take. Let's go. When we are looking at, like, for instance, when I was talking about cleaning up your vibe, how one of the signs is that a lot of stuff bothers you, okay? So how to get around that when that situation arises for you where you feel extremely bothered about something, it's not about thinking about the person that's involved, the thing, even like the event, when, where. It's not about that at all. It's all based upon how you feel. Because when you continue to engage in the feeling around that situation, you are continuing to train yourself into that vibrational frequency. Right? So you're actually being a problem maker versus a solution allower. This sounds insane, I know. I'll break it down a little bit. So when we're talking about feelings, we'll talk about the low end first, okay? And then we're gonna build ourselves up. So fear is the feeling that has the lowest vibrational frequency, okay? Anger is another one. But anger can propel you. That is something that sometimes people like, that adrenaline anger feeling, because it can propel them. It gives them drive, it gives them motivation. But you can do that in a much more effective way that's actually going to bring things into your life that you want. You want to become kind of a magnet for positivity. You want to be able to allow that to come to you versus continuing to plow ahead and force something that could necessarily not be good for you, if that makes any sense. So anytime you have sort of a negative feeling about something, kind of step back and ask, do I feel this way out of fear? Because usually the answer is yes. And that's when you sort of need to go, okay, how can I turn this into hope and into a love sort of feeling situation? Because those feelings are on the other end of the vibrational spectrum. Love is the highest vibrational word and feeling, and it's so good. If you've ever been in love, you get it, right? Even if it's in love with, I don't know, maybe you love your dog. I love my dog. I could seriously lay in bed with my dog for hours and it would feel like 2 minutes. And like, so sorry, boss, but if I'm late, that's probably why. But to me, it's worth it. He helps me set my vibe for the day, okay? And he loves me, so, that's why animals are so great. But continuing to move towards things that make you feel good is going to help you to stay in that frequency lane. I've talked about this before with like being a bowling ball down a lane, and sometimes you'll hit a bumper and it'll click you back in, and that's kind of the universe going boop, like nope, we're gonna stay here, poke here. So listening to those things will help to retrain your brain and your thought patterns. But if you keep fixating on a negative problem, chances are it's going to keep coming up in your life over and over again. Even if you're saying, don't think about this, what are you going to do? All you're going to do is think about it. So, because fear is a very expensive feeling. Negative emotions are expensive. They're draining. They're draining for you. They're an expression of an energetic buildup. Love is a feeling that's expansive. I'm someone that has a lot of love to give to the right people, and generally when I do that, I tend to just want to give more and more and more and more love, And it's that idea of being expansive, okay, versus expensive, right? So getting into the solution aspect of this, it's moving towards things that feel good for you and feel good to you. So yeah, moving towards things that feel good to you and allow you to produce and emit a feeling of love is going to help you click into that vibrational frequency sometimes, and usually almost instant, as soon as you step out of the way, right? And I know you're probably thinking, how do I know I'm in vibrational alignment? You know you're in vibrational alignment when best way for me to describe that, well, a very simple way is it's kind of like the ask and you shall receive mentality. If you are like, oh, I think I want to call this person, and all of a sudden you pick up your phone and they're already calling you, you're in manifestor state. You're in vibrational frequency allowance, okay? That's a good sign. So some people you might be thinking, it doesn't happen fast enough. I can't do it fast enough. I'm having a hard time with this. And it's like when you're on a road trip, you're the passenger in the car, someone else is driving, and you see a mountain in the background. The trees on the side of the road are going phew, 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 super fast, but the mountain, it looks like it's moving with you. And it makes you feel like you're not moving fast enough. But in reality, you are moving fast enough. If you drove right next to the mountain, it would chew right by, just like those trees, okay? So if you put pressure on yourself to make you feel like you need to move through this faster, that is just going to create a negative vibrational frequency. Instead, let the person drive. They have the map, they're following it, they know where they're going. Just sit back, watch the trees go by, and enjoy the ride, right? Like, just enjoy it. Look forward to where you're going. Looking forward is so important. Forward is expansive. Forward is limitless. Forward is possibilities. If you look behind, all you're gonna do is think about all of the negative experiences that got you to where you are now, which is watching this video on how to clean up your vibration. So stop continuing to participate in that old way of thinking and old behavior and start moving forward where there's air, there's room for new ideas, there's room for the stuff in your life that you really want. There's the love is forward, fear is backwards, love is forward. So keep thinking about that. I want us to be forward thinkers. I want us to be forward movers. Does that sound nice? That sounds so nice. I'm gonna spark this up. Because if you are forward, you're being a solution allower. If you're thinking back past experiences, allowing that to shape who you are and where you're going and how you feel, if you're allowing your past to shape how you feel, you're being the problem maker, okay? And you really can't be a solution maker, if that makes any sense. You can be the solution allower, though, allowing the solution. Because when you're the solution allower, things will come to you. The solution will come in a way that is probably better than what you would have thought originally anyway. You know why? Because you put those thoughts out there, and of course it's going to be great because you're the one that created that. It just came together in a different way than your brain could currently comprehend right now on how to deal with that because you were living in a fear-based thinking environment. I like that. I like that a lot. I'm probably going to replay that part of the video a few times for myself because I think I need to hear that. Eyeliner time. Runaway liner. The stowaway. Cute, simple. I like that. Simple is the way to go. I'm gonna put on the lip and finish it up, and I'll fast forward to that. Well, that's all I have for this week's look and information. I hope you guys enjoyed it and found it valuable, and I can't wait to see you again. Until then, be safe, stay inside, wash your hands, do all the things, and I'll see you next time. Bye!